Hey everyone, it's Chrissy from Chrissy's Beautiful Life. Welcome to Christmas in June. This is the fun series where every month, on the 25th of the month, we do a Christmas or winter themed layout to kind of get ourselves caught up. So when Christmas rolls around next year, or this year, the end of this year, we aren't going to feel so behind because that's kind of how a bunch of us felt last year. So I am doing winter themed, and I'm going to start off by using some of this color shine. It is like just a mist, like a clear sparkly mist, and I'm using this stencil. And you can see it a little bit, right? Like, I mean, it's there. It's very, very mild. But I wanted just a little bit of shine, shimmer. And then I have a cut file that I got. I want to say that it was given to me. I don't remember cutting this out myself. So I think the cut file was given to me. And I'm going to go ahead, and once I get this kind of invisible stenciling done, I'm going to sew on that snowflake, and that's going to be the base of my layout. The rest of it is me just kind of sort of playing. So I have this photo of the scenery from the snow day that we had. Now this was this year in I think February. We had quite the snowstorm, and I loved how it looked. This photo was taken out my window in my bedroom at the old house because we were on a second floor, so it was so beautiful. And I tried really hard to make this particular photo work, and you're gonna see me use a little bit of tissue paper. I tried to use a little bit of this pattern paper. I was trying to add a pop of pattern here and there. Just something. I do want this layout to be quite subtle and just muted, and let snowflakes really be kind of the star of the layout. But I'm trying to figure out where I was going to put it. I didn't want to cover up the mountains because you could see, I think that it's Mount Baker in the background. I could be wrong, but I think that's the mountain that I was able to see when I lived at the old house. So I was trying to highlight it, but then I was covering it up. So anyways, I move on. So I have this piece of pattern paper. Now this came from Layout-palooza 2. So like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whenever Christina did that one. And the layout that she was using it for, I didn't particularly need the backside of it because it's like a 4th of July or, an American pattern paper on the back, and I didn't need it, but I liked the blue. I felt like it was kind of snow looking, so I took the lightest bit of that and tore that up. Loved that. And then I jumped around again because this layout was all about jumping around, and you can see I used some glue, used my finger to wipe it down, and then sprinkled on this what looks like glitter, and what it is are little tiny snowflake glitter. Now, I'm not a fan of glitter. I find it very messy. I don't use it very often. So I had this little bag. I think it probably came from one of the advent calendars that Christina, again, most things you're going to me hear are from Christina. That's where I get the majority of my stuff. But yeah, so, but it's so pretty, and I glued it down and just kept playing. And I did do it on the diagonal just for a fun design. And again, I really like this because really what it's doing is adding shimmer more so than, color, because it's all the same tones of white. But it does bring such a contrast and a depth to the layout that I just really love it. I have been working really hard to bring in dimension and depth into my layouts, and I feel like this one just really worked. So I'm gonna go back. I'm back to my photo, and I pulled out these two little winter birds. This was in my stash, again trying to use up some stash, and so these were a great piece to use up. I added another layer of blue so that it's just another pop. I really like that. That blue is, of course, just peeking out a little bit so that it's not overpowering. And I did kind of help ground the photo, which I liked. And this is when I decided, though I love the scenery photo, I had cut it down and it just wasn't working for me. So I am going to go ahead and switch my photo, and it helped a ton doing the switch. And it's from the same snowstorms, probably the same day. But what this one is a photo of me. So what the photo is me in my boots after I had finished shoveling the sidewalk and our driveway. So living where we lived last year, when it snowed, we we were in an area where we had to have the sidewalk shoveled by 10 a.m. the next morning, or you could potentially get a fine. So I went ahead and I did that one day, and then there's just so much snow that even after shoveling, it was just a ton. So that is what the new photo is of. And of course, I don't have snow boots. We don't get snow very often. So I'm in my rain boots, which are fabulous for rain, but they don't keep the cold out. So my feet were frozen. Like, I think within my boots I had on slippers, like sock slippers, as well as like 2 pairs of just regular socks. It was, it was cold. So yeah, I love this photo. I feel like this photo works much better. Now I'm going to add in just some more snowflakes. Like I said, I really wanted to highlight the snowflake effect. And so this is a really old snowflake collection, like ephemera pack from Crate Paper. This is from Snow and Cocoa, I believe. I want to say that's where it's from. Yeah, I've had it for a long time. I keep hoarding it because they're so pretty. I didn't want to give them up, but I used a couple on this one. I also wanted to have a bit of something else underneath my photo, so I layered in a little bit of trim there. When I go to tape it down and place my photo down, a lot of that trim actually ended up being hidden. So you don't see a ton of it. It's very much just a little peekaboo look, but I'm okay with that. There's also a little knot in there for some reason. I don't know how that got knotted, but I turned it in, just went with it, and it's a bow up at the top. And then afterwards and off camera, I just kind of played and added a few little finishing touches to wrap it all up. And I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. So thanks everyone so much for watching. Please make sure you hop along with everyone else's layouts for today. And I'll see you all next month with Christmas in July. Bye!